What if I told you that after weeks of silence, mystery, and speculation, the biggest twist in the Yu Menglong case has finally arrived? What if I told you that the rumored mastermind, the shadowy figure pulling strings from the darkness, has reportedly surrendered? Yes, you heard that right. Today, we're diving straight into the heart of this jaw-dropping revelation that has sent shockwaves across fans, the media, and the entire entertainment industry. This isn't just another rumor, it's the kind of twist that changes everything we thought we knew about this case. Stay with me until the very end, because every detail in this story will leave you with more questions than answers. The surrender was not something anyone saw coming. For weeks, whispers had circulated about a powerful presence lurking behind the tragic downfall of actor Yu Menglong. Theories ranged from envious rivals in the entertainment industry to high-profile investors covering their tracks, to even close associates betraying him for reasons too personal to imagine. But when news broke late last night that a key figure had walked into a police station and turned themselves in, the internet went into absolute chaos. Social media platforms exploded. Headlines screamed the same words: the mastermind surrenders. But who exactly is this person? And what does this mean for the truth behind Yu Menglong's mysterious case? Witnesses described the moment of surrender like a scene straight out of a suspense drama. According to reports, just past midnight, a black car with tinted windows pulled quietly up to the side entrance of a city police precinct. Out stepped a figure dressed in plain clothes, head lowered, almost unrecognizable. They walked with deliberate slowness, as though weighed down by the secrets they had carried for far too long. No entourage. No flashy lawyers. Just one person, walking into the building where officers were already waiting. By dawn, the news had leaked out, sparking endless speculation about their identity. And here's where the story gets even crazier. Insiders claim this wasn't just an impulsive act of guilt. No, they say the surrender was carefully timed, as if this so-called mastermind had been waiting for the perfect moment to step forward. Some believe pressure from the mounting rumors and leaked evidence forced their hand. Others insist they cut a deal behind the scenes, trading their surrender for protection or reduced punishment. But one thing is certain: this move has shattered the narrative we've been fed until now. Let's rewind for a moment. Remember the countless theories about Yu Menglong's sudden downfall? Some said it was an accident, others hinted at foul play, and then came the bombshell leaks, CCTV clips, torn documents, and the mysterious audio recordings that painted a chilling picture of manipulation. Fans worldwide pieced together clues like detectives, but there was always a missing link. Who orchestrated it all? Who benefited from Yu Menglong's silence, his suffering, and ultimately his tragedy? The identity of the mastermind had remained hidden like smoke in the wind, until now. Eyewitnesses close to the investigation suggest that the surrender was accompanied by a shocking confession. Imagine a room, heavy with tension, as the mastermind finally sits down across from investigators. The air thick, every word recorded, every pause heavy with implication. Rumor has it, the person admitted not only to playing a role but also revealed names, yes, multiple names, of others involved. This wasn't a lone wolf situation. This was a web, and Yu Menglong might have been caught in the middle of something far larger than anyone dared to believe. And here's the chilling part: insiders claim the mastermind wasn't some distant enemy or faceless executive. No. They were allegedly someone close enough to have gained Yu Menglong's trust at one point. Someone who knew his weaknesses, his vulnerabilities, and the exact strings to pull to push him toward the edge. The betrayal cuts deeper because it wasn't from a stranger, it was from within his own circle. Fans are reeling. Messages of shock and heartbreak are flooding online forums. Many can't believe that someone Yu Menglong may have once smiled with, worked with, or even considered a friend, could be the very person who plotted against him. The betrayal is almost too painful to imagine, and yet, it makes the pieces of this puzzle fall into place in the most devastating way. The mastermind's surrender raises even bigger questions. Was this an act of guilt, a conscience finally too heavy to carry? Or was it desperation, knowing that the walls were closing in? What if this wasn't surrender at all, but a calculated move to control the narrative before the truth leaked out anyway? If they truly named other figures during their confession, then we might just be standing at the edge of a much bigger scandal than anyone predicted. Imagine the domino effect. If more high-profile names are linked to this case, the entertainment industry could face one of its darkest storms yet. Careers could crumble overnight. Hidden deals, power struggles, and the dangerous games behind the glamorous curtain of fame might finally be exposed. For years, fans adored the polished images presented on screen, but now they're realizing that behind the lights and cameras, shadows run deep. But the most haunting question remains: what does this mean for justice for Yu Menglong? Will the surrender of this so-called mastermind finally bring closure to his grieving fans and family? Or will it open a new chapter, darker and more complicated than ever before? Picture this: behind the interrogation room doors, officers listening intently as the mastermind lays bare details never heard before. Each revelation a dagger into the carefully built illusion of innocence around others. Each detail painting a more sinister picture of why Yu Menglong was targeted. Insiders claim that investigators were left stunned, some even visibly shaken by the gravity of what they heard. If true, the information revealed could flip the case upside down, rewriting everything we thought we knew. And let's not forget the eerie symbolism of how the surrender played out. Midnight. A lone figure stepping out of the shadows and into the light. It almost feels like the climax of a thriller, but this isn't fiction. This is real life. Real consequences. Real heartbreak. Now, fans are demanding answers. Has justice truly begun, or is this just another twist in a never-ending cycle of deception? Online, hashtags about the surrender have already gone viral, with millions of posts dissecting every possible clue. Some believe this is just the tip of the iceberg, that the mastermind might have been pressured into surrendering to protect someone even more powerful. Others think it's a ploy to distract the public while the real puppeteers remain hidden in the shadows. Whichever theory turns out to be true, one thing is undeniable: this surrender is the most explosive moment in the Yu Menglong case so far. It is the twist that none of us saw coming, and yet, it feels like only the beginning. Because when one piece of the puzzle falls into place, it often reveals how many more pieces are missing. Fans worldwide are holding their breath, waiting for official statements, waiting for leaked transcripts, waiting for anything that can shed light on what really happened inside that interrogation room. Will we ever hear the mastermind's own words? Will the truth they claim to carry finally reach the public? Or will it be buried under layers of secrecy, hidden away to protect the powerful? What's clear is that the Yu Menglong case is far from over. With the mastermind surrendering, the story has entered a new chapter, one that promises more revelations, more betrayals, and possibly the final uncovering of the truth. But until then, we are left to wonder, who else is involved, and how deep does this rabbit hole really go? And that brings us back to you. What do you think? Was the mastermind's surrender a genuine act of guilt, or part of a bigger game to cover up even darker truths? Do you believe the confession will finally bring justice for Yu Menglong, or is this only the beginning of an even larger scandal? If you want to stay updated on every shocking twist, every leaked rumor, and every behind-the-scenes revelation in this unbelievable case, then make sure you hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to my channel right now. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. The moment the news broke that the alleged mastermind in Yu Menglong's case had surrendered, it was as though the entire world stopped spinning. Phones buzzed relentlessly, headlines flashed in red banners across television screens, and millions of fans sat frozen in disbelief. But what really happened during those tense hours leading up to the surrender? And why does it feel like we've only scratched the surface of this mystery? Let's dive deeper into the mind-blowing details that will leave you unable to look away. Picture this: the city is cloaked in darkness, streetlights glowing faintly against the midnight sky. A black sedan glides silently through empty roads, its windows tinted so dark you can't see who sits inside. For hours, journalists had been camped outside the police precinct, waiting for a breakthrough. Then, just as the clock strikes 12, the car stops. The door opens. Out steps a solitary figure, hood drawn, hands shoved deep in their pockets, walking slowly as if each step carries the weight of 1,000 secrets. Onlookers who happened to be there said the atmosphere felt electric. One described it as a scene from a movie you can't believe is real. The person didn't run, didn't hide. They walked steadily into the precinct, shoulders squared, as though they had rehearsed this moment for weeks. The sound of the heavy glass door shutting behind them echoed in the silence, marking the beginning of a storm the world wasn't ready for. Inside, tension ran high. Officers who had spent months chasing shadows and dead ends suddenly found themselves face to face with the very person they believed had orchestrated Yu Menglong's downfall. Imagine that scene: bright interrogation lights, a table separating law and authority, and the mastermind finally lifting their hood to reveal a face no one expected. According to whispers from insiders, some investigators gasped audibly, because the person wasn't an unfamiliar stranger, it was someone whose connection to Yu Menglong ran far too close for comfort. What drove them to surrender? Sources suggest that pressure had been building for weeks. Leaked files, strange sightings, and the fear of being exposed might have pushed them into a corner. But there's also talk of something more dramatic, that this wasn't an act of conscience, but rather a carefully calculated move. Imagine knowing your time is up, and choosing to step forward on your own terms rather than being dragged out in handcuffs. That kind of strategy speaks volumes about the kind of mind we're dealing with here, a mind capable of playing games with people's lives. Witnesses say the first words out of the mastermind's mouth were chilling. Calm. Steady. Almost rehearsed. It wasn't a scream for forgiveness, it wasn't an emotional breakdown, it was a statement, almost like a declaration: I'm ready to talk. Those 4 words have now become the most quoted phrase across social media, fueling endless speculation about what exactly they're prepared to reveal. And here's where it gets even more intense. Rumor has it that the mastermind didn't come empty-handed. They allegedly carried with them a sealed envelope, thick with documents. Inside, evidence, contracts, messages, and even photographs that could blow this entire case wide open. Insiders say that when the envelope was placed on the table, officers exchanged stunned glances. Because this wasn't just a confession, it was a story backed by hard, undeniable proof. Fans are losing their minds online, piecing together theories about what those documents might contain. Could they expose financial motives? Could they reveal secret alliances within the industry? Or, perhaps the darkest possibility of all, could they prove that multiple people, bigger, more powerful names, were complicit in the events that led to Yu Menglong's tragic end? One source close to the investigation described the moment of surrender as the crack in the dam. Once one person gives in, the flood of truth can't be stopped. And already, whispers suggest that the mastermind has mentioned others, names that could send shockwaves through the entertainment world. If this is true, then the surrender isn't just the end of one chapter, it's the opening scene of an even bigger, messier drama. But let's not forget the emotional weight of this revelation. For fans of Yu Menglong, this isn't just about scandal. This is about betrayal. To imagine that someone he trusted, someone who walked beside him in life, could be the very person responsible for orchestrating his downfall, it's almost too painful to process. The betrayal feels personal, even to people who never met him. Because betrayal from a stranger is cruel, but betrayal from someone close? That cuts deeper than anything else. The mastermind's surrender is being called the most shocking twist in modern entertainment history. Yet, even with this person in custody, we are left with more questions than answers. Was their surrender truly voluntary, or were they forced by powers even greater than we can imagine? Were they protecting themselves, or were they protecting someone else? And most importantly, will their confession finally bring the justice Yu Menglong deserves, or will it spark a cover-up that keeps the darkest truths hidden forever? As dawn broke on the morning after the surrender, the city buzzed with a strange mix of anticipation and fear. News outlets scrambled to confirm identities. Fans refreshed feeds endlessly, searching for any leaked detail. And in the silence of the interrogation room, one thing was certain: the game had changed. This story has captivated millions not because it's just another celebrity scandal, but because it reveals how fragile trust can be, how fame can hide shadows, and how one person's choices can ripple through the lives of so many. The mastermind's surrender isn't the end, it's the beginning of a new storm. And now, I turn it over to you. What do you think? Was the mastermind's surrender a genuine act of guilt, or a carefully timed strategy to control the narrative? Do you believe their envelope of evidence will finally expose the truth, or is it just another layer of deception? If you're as shocked as I am by these revelations, Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel so you never miss an update on this explosive case. And I want to hear from you. Who do you think the mastermind really is? Was it someone within Yu Menglong's closest circle, or someone far more powerful lurking in the shadows? Drop your theories in the comments below, I'll be reading every single one.